Well, look at that. By unpopular demand, we came back. It's unbelievable. Welcome to the Old Anorak podcast, video show, whatever you'd like to call it. I'm Chris Young. I'm old. I'm just somebody who has found a home at this radio place, and we want to share music with each other. But the focus, Christopher, focus. Now, the thing that I'm contractually obliged to say is that the Old Anorak podcast aims to help the musically curious explore the sounds of the 20th century. And I know that's you. So welcome. Ours is a broad church. And there's lots of music to listen to from back in the day. So that's me. So this episode is all to do with a Christmas present that young James, my co-host, sent me. It's Berkman's Pop Miscellany. So,
look.
oh look! Oh wow! Look at that! Did you get a buy one get one free scenario there? So,
No.
yeah. Yeah, suddenly, this really valuable Christmas present has less value. You know, I felt special when I got that, and suddenly now you're Anyway,
You are special, Chris.
so it's jam packed full of absolute nonsense, and it's about pop stars, rock stars from the past, and it's kind of bad because what happens is you start reading it, and if you've got access to the internet at the tips of your finger, you can kind of vanish for a day. As you read the story, then you read more about the person it's about, and then I don't know, but that might just be me because I'm a bit of a nerd. Now, on the subject of nerds, James, how are you?
Christopher. It's good of you to take a breath, old boy.
How dare you? Well, welcome to your show.
Well, it's our show, but
Yeah.
It's nice to get a word in. As Chris describes the book, it is unputdownable, as they say, whoever they are, and it is perfect music anorak food.
It is, yeah,
it's the kind of thing that makes you hope your friends haven't discovered it until you introduce it to them.
Yeah.
You know, so you get to be the first smart ass in the pub.
You become that font of knowledge where you go, guys, have you heard this?
Yeah, and they're all like, where does he get this stuff from? You know,
Yeah.
I've checked Google and it's true.
Yeah. Or they say that, the court case said you can't come within 200 metres of me. What the hell are you doing sitting next to me again? But I think that's another story that we don't need to share.
That one might not be in the book.
No. So, would you like me to, in true Jackanory style, would you like me to make sure...
Show us yours and then I'll show you mine.
That sounds lovely. Now, if you're sitting comfortably, I shall begin. Adamant was born on the 3rd of November, 1954. In early 1980, Adamant was just another washed-up punk on an independent label. Cult, he decided, is just another word for loser. I said cult, James, cult.
Sorry, there's only a letter in it.
So, Bolt. So I don't understand this. So he hired two drummers, started working with the clever tunesmith Marco Peroni, slapped on the war paint, and relaunched himself as the first major teen idol of the 1980s. According to Dave Rimmer in his book Like Punk Never Happened, he mapped out all the moves for those who came after. He was the first to engineer a self-conscious move from the margins to the mainstream. From cult, to conqueror. He didn't seem to have even the tiniest prick of conscience. God. Everything's a single entendre with you, isn't it? He didn't seem to have even the tiniest prick of conscience about selling out. He just made damn sure someone was buying. And yet, By the time this book was published in 1985, Ant's career was all but over. His last two solo albums, less pop and more dance, had been released to widespread indifference, and he then parked his musical career to concentrate on acting, which was a mistake. How could someone so sure-footed earlier in his career lose the plot so quickly and comprehensively? Two reasons, I think. No coherent plan B and pure demographics, for his fans did what all fans of teen idols do sooner or later. They grow up. Now, I've got a story attached to Adam and the Ants, because when I was at school listening to and that kind of racket,
and music.
Yes. I decided it'd be a splendid idea to paint stripes on my face with Tipp-Ex. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried to get Tipp-Ex off your face. It's
No.
it's a complicated business that involves a chisel. That was my my Adam and the Ants moment. So, any thoughts on your fan base growing up?
Yeah, well, I think that's not always strictly true, is it? Because not everyone grows up. A lot of folk always stay kids.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And if you look at the oldies circuit, because you've had tour packages of the 60s and then the 70s, and as time has gone on now, the 80s are the ones in vogue. It seems to drag the generations behind it, and there's a gap of about 20 years from the peak to the oldies circuit.
Sure.
So the fans back then wouldn't have grown up. They would have just got hitched and had kids. And
Yeah.
when the kids had grown up and they had spare time and money to themselves again, it's back to the front of the stage screaming.
Do you think he was so niche, though, that... Yeah, actually, you're right, because I've seen many an adult go to the front of the stage screaming, and I'm probably including myself in that. And I'm thinking about the Beatles. Do you remember all the fans used to go to the front of the stage and scream? And they endured. They stayed forever, didn't they? So...
Yeah.
So this Berkman's guy's an idiot. I mean, what the hell does he think he's talking... But what happened?
What does he know?
What happened to Mr. Ant? And...
I've no idea. After the acting stuff fizzled out, I think he just wandered in the wilderness for a long time. But
right,
he's ended up basically doing the oldies circuit anyway.
Oh, is he? Right. Yeah, I was wondering if you had some information that.
I think he's persisted by doing his own shows by himself.
Okay.
Maybe with a support act rather than being part of the package.
Right. Right.
I don't know if his ego could stand being part of the package.
No.
I think that was probably his downfall, was too much of the ego.
Yeah, it's a lot like me.
Well.
I just I don't play well with others. I mean, you're very lucky to be here with me. I mean, it's good that I've gone past the painting my face phase, because I mean the girls loved it. If calling you a dickhead was loving me, anyway.
I'm sure that was. Yeah.
You have your first story to pluck.
Right. Yes. Well, it's quite different to yours, and it's very short.
Are you criticising the length of my waffling?
I'm not criticising
I feel
the
judged.
size of your anything.
I feel judged.
Leave that to your wife.
Okay, she is quite judgy. Yeah, laughing's a good thing in a relationship, though, eh?
Yes, given the right context.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So Jackanory Part 2.
Lovely.
This is a slightly older personality we're talking about.
Right.
So this is Vera Lynn, and for those outside of Britain, she was the what's known as the Forces sweetheart during the Second World War.
Yeah.
Sang the White Cliffs of Dover and
We'll meet again.
And things like that. So her date of birth, because young Marcus in his book quotes the date of birth for the celebrity that's the star of every story. And hers was the 20th of March in 1917.
1917, wow. Is she still bouncing around, Vera Lynn? No, does she?
No, she's quite static these days.
Quite static. But yeah,
it says here that Dame Vera Lynn, according to the website Pop Bitch, on the day of her death in 2020.
Right, so recent then she carked it.
Fairly recent, yeah. So probably a COVID casualty given the date.
Yeah.
But according to that website, on the day of her death in 2020, she had outlived each member of the best-known lineups of the Ramones, Motorhead, and the Jimi Hendrix Experience. If only she could be here to smugly bask in that claim to fame.
So is that your story?
That's it. Yeah. I told you it was short but sweet.
That is certainly short and indeed sweet. That is a great story. But you know, the Ramones they lived fast and died faster.
And they died young, yeah.
Yeah. Crikey, that's that. Yeah. So I think what the moral of this story is sing songs about the war and don't take drugs. Just say no.
You know, you could easily have added to that list half the Beatles as well.
Yeah. Is that the B or the tools? Oh no, I'm in trouble now. I've got my book upside down. Right. So,
so is it time for Christopher's second episode?
Yes. So, here we go. We've got a second story, and quite remarkably, because are you familiar with the term Bible dipping? Where a religious person whips open the Bible at any given page, sticks the finger in on a bit, and they read it, and that's their learning for the day. That's their sort of their driver for the day. Now that's what I've done with this. Only I couldn't be bothered to do it with 2 pages, so we're stuck with just one. So quite surprisingly, Stevie Ray Vaughan has the same date of birth as. Actually, no, he doesn't. That started off such a good story, and so no, he doesn't. He was born before Adam Ant. Stevie Ray Vaughan was born on 3rd of October 1954. That's 11 years before me. In case you start feeling that you want to start saying, "How old are you, you ancient person?" So anyway, the story goes, "Boy, you could be the greatest guitar player that ever lived," said B.B. King. "But you won't live to see 40 if you don't leave that white powder." In one of music's more minor key ironies, Vaughan did give it up, and then died in a helicopter crash, aged 35. This is a dark book, and
it can be.
But do you feel
it's delicious as well?
But do you feel the urge to sort of go, I want to know more. I want to find out about these people. I want to wander off onto the interweb and.
Sometimes, yeah. But when I was reading it, most of the time I was just like, "What's next?"
Yeah.
Turning,
yeah.
You know, the pages were flying past.
I think
it's probably the quickest I've torn through a book in a long time.
It's sort of Anorak crystal meth, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It should be a Class A publication.
but was it on the top shelf?
Well, let's not get into the top shelf. That's a different.
All right. Your second story.
My second story, right. So, I'm not copying, honest. but mine, luckily,
is adamant. No, sorry.
But I'm adamant that.
Oh, nice, nicely done. Yes.
Thank you. I'm adamant that I'm not copying, but my second one is on the same page as my first one.
Right. So we've gone for the sort of straightforward kind of approach to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is about Ravi Shankar, who was the great Indian musician, the great sitar player.
Yeah.
Um,
He taught some of the Beatles to do
he did, yeah.
some
George
magical
Harrison
stuff.
was
Yeah,
a key
yeah,
bill.
yeah.
And funnily enough, that's who's in the story as well.
Look at that! It's almost like we planned this. Or
Yes, we did, didn't we? This has been meticulously rehearsed.
yeah. I mean, this is actually the 15th rehearsal because we were terrible before, weren't we? Well, at least the headphones are working, which is I think is a bonus.
Thankfully, we're no longer terrible, eh?
We're magical. Right?
Yeah.
We're worth every single penny that you didn't pay. How dare you? Where's my yacht?
It's in the post, pal. Try getting that through your letterbox.
No, you can get those ships in bottles. So if you get the ship in a bottle, then surely you can get a yacht through a letterbox.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, but if it's a really small bottle.
So it's going to be quite a small yacht. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Moving on. Ravi Shankar, who was born on the 7th of April 1920. In August 1971, the legendary and long-lived Indian musician Ravi Shankar was the opening act at George Harrison's concert for Bangladesh. Now that was like a Live Aid before Live Aid. I think that was organised for a flood, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it was a big charity concert to raise money for the relief. Shankar and his band took the stage and got to work. And after their first piece, the audience clapped and cheered with great enthusiasm. "Thank you," said Shankar, with due modesty. "If you appreciate tuning up so much, I hope you enjoy playing more."
Oh, that's good. That is very good.
I guess it's what we could call a clash of cultures.
Yes, this is a little number I call tuning. Yeah. That's brilliantly bizarre. So, what do we want from our eager viewer, listener person?
Oh, tell your friends and family to get tuned in.
Yeah, but I want you to share. I want their stories. I'd quite like them to buy the book and just dive into it and sort of. I mean, obviously we don't get any money from whoever it is published the book, but it's such a cracking book, and it really is. If you do get it, just dive in and sort of share any stories that you think are worthwhile.
Or any stories you've got yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
That are based around the music world, because probably every little town has got some connection to a band or a performer somewhere.
Always, yeah.
And there'll be stories from the early days when they were just trying to get their way onto the first rung of the ladder.
I know. Yeah, and I'm sure there. I mean, that's only just one book. I'm sure there's a bazillion stories out there that are just dying to be shared with the world. So, dearest listener, I want you to tune into our Substack, and where you'll find all kinds of everything. Remind me of you. So I've got musical. I've got musical Tourette's. I don't know what happened. So Substack. What's happening on Substack just now? What we got? We're sharing with folk.
What we got on Substack. Substack is where you'll be able to sign up to the regular newsletter.
Right.
Not everything published on Substack becomes one of these shows.
Yeah.
As evidenced by this one. This is the first one we've done which is not connected to any articles we've published yet.
So that's wild.
Not that we've published a lot on Substack. We've got one regular column on there, which is a Monday morning earworm, where we'll just talk a little bit about a tune we think is worthy of catching your attention, that might get you through the toughest day of the week.
See, I love the idea of earworms, but I also find them mildly irritating.
They can be, but
I think they're essential.
If it gets you through a Monday, then By the time you
Absolutely.
get to Tuesday, you're almost at hump day.
Yeah, and hopefully, with the earworm, you can share it with your friends and you can annoy them too.
That's right.
Because
You can enjoy infecting people with your joy.
Because that's one of the things that I love in my life is just if I could just inject a little bit of annoyance into somebody's day, a bit of inconvenience, a bit of irritation, I think my job's done.
Yeah, I can identify with that.
Sorry, what? I
And that's
thought
well put, Christopher.
I thought we were friends. No, you were supposed to say I'm lovely. That was your cue to say you're lovely and you're the best friend I ever had. What happened there? Good
I'm sorry, I
Lord.
dropped your script.
Yeah. Well, right. Well, anyway, you know where Substack is.
Next time you'll have to write it in a brighter crayon, so it's easier to read.
I will orange. I'll be using orange. Yeah. So Substack, as you will
Yeah,
probably know,
Substack.
Substack's
Oddly
like
enough,
orange. Is orange.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're going to go. Yeah. Anyway, I
The
suppose
Substack crayon.
I suppose we better go. I think our work here is done.
It's just about. I've
Yeah.
got one little tidbit for you.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah, and this is a little extra piece which is not in young Marcus's book,
Ah.
and it concerns Steve Earle and Townes Van Zandt,
Oh.
Bob Dylan,
Right.
and it's just about a quote, and it's probably my favourite two quotes that are music related. And Steve Earle was quoted as saying that that Townes Van Zandt was the greatest songwriter in the world, and that he would stand on Bob Dylan's coffee table in his cowboy boots and say that. Anyway, a bit later, the story works its way back to Townes Van Zandt, and Townes laughs at the story and says, "I've seen Bob Dylan's bodyguards, and I don't fancy his chances of getting on that coffee table." So
Bob Dylan's
that's
bodyguard.
always tickled me, that one.
That's nice. So on that note, I'm going to say I've been Chris Young. Actually, I'll probably continue being Chris Young after this.
Yeah, that would be nice if you would.
And I'll see you the next time, James.
And I've been Jim Lang, and likewise, I'll see you next time.